But I wanted to, in honor of Ninja Warriors getting released on PS4 like today, I wanted to stream a score replay I did for Marp like a week ago. Because I did a few attempts on stream and I didn't get anywhere with them. I don't think I got past stage 4 in like any of those, so I just had to play it offline. And eventually I did get my second clear ever on this. And it ended up being a new personal best score wise too, so I was pretty happy with that, and I figured I need to put this on YouTube, so I might as well just stream it and then do some post replay commentary, I guess. Don't worry about the white screen at the top. That's normal. I had to pause it before it starts. Now, as is tradition, as the tradition Zaki started during the first stage, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let the music play out because it's one of the best tracks ever composed for an arcade game. So I'll start talking in the second stage. And yeah, like I said, I have stream alerts turned off right now. I'll turn them back on after this because I just want to focus on doing the commentary and not have a fucking rooster break it up. Anyway, let's start this. Also, yeah, I'll mention that later. I'll do some shilling. Oh, that's kind of loud. Or not, that's actually not loud enough. Alright. Alright, so yeah, as I mentioned, this is a score attack. Oops. Why did that slow down a little bit? As such, I have to run out the clock a little bit. I still haven't like fully optimized like how much time I need to spend on each level. So there's some stages where I left like too much time on the clock. And of course, since this is an actual score attack, I actually have to not use the despawn tricks, where we just ride on the tank and then despawn a bunch of enemies. Here I actually want to kill the gunner in the tank, which I've always been really inconsistent at, but there I was lucky and got him in the first cycle. You can't get him before he moves all the way to the left. You have to jump over and around, and that eats up a bunch of time. And yeah, that's Makoto Truth's tank card at the bottom right. Kind of had to clean up a lot of the. Oh, this layout isn't my finest work, but gotta make do with these widescreen games. I've had a lot of problems with this level, mainly because of the fire guy that's coming up. Like, for some reason, when you start attacking him and then you try to jump away, you get stuck, like, trying to jump. Like, you'll do the forward flip, but you'll just flip straight up, and then he roasts you with his flame breath, which is not good, because one of the most important things in this game is not taking any battle damage. Battle damage defined as anything that exposes your robot endoskeleton. In this case, his flame breath, all the bullets that are fired there. Most normal attacks, like the knife stabs, won't do it, but anything that's explosive or fiery will cause battle damage. And that's a problem, because if you take battle damage, any damage you take in that same area will actually do double damage. So the longer you can go without taking any battle damage, the better. I'm not sure if I took any in this run. I think I might have gotten hit in the ankle, or I might be thinking of another attempt. I don't know, but I think this run was pretty lucky in regards to battle damage. Good. Yeah, the brute force audio was broken. Very important. Anyway. Those guys actually give you some 5 throwing stars when you kill them. I try not to use like too many throwing stars in this stage because well, I use some there to kill the general. Because if I fuck up on the tank, I'm gonna need a lot of throwing stars. And people have asked before, what's the deal with the general that keeps showing up? He just kind of shows up, and if you get too close, or you let a few seconds go by, he just yells "Retreat!" and then he runs away. But I like to toss some throwing stars at him just to try to get some extra points. So I think on this stage I left like too many seconds left on the clock. Although I do remember one of my other attempts, I ended up fucking up on the tank because the boss is just another tank. And I couldn't get it on the first cycle. I had to wait for another cycle to go around. And then, like, right after I killed the tank, you still have to wait, or killing the guy driving the tank, you still have to wait for the tank to leave the screen. Like, the stage doesn't automatically end. You have to wait for the tank to leave the screen. And then you have to let the computer take over and walk through the door. So I ended up spawning the tank way earlier. Like, if it's a 2 cycle, I think you need, like, approximately 45 seconds from when it starts. But I went in there with the explosion starting in like 69 seconds. Or 59, not 69. I had 69 on the brain. So I left half a minute on the clock. 35 seconds. More than half a minute. That was some points left on the table there, but like I said, this run wasn't fully optimized. I was just going for, you know, a decent score. Obviously, I wanted to finish the game again, but prior to this run, I'd only finished it once, like, ever. I would hope to one day get a little more consistent at it, but I had so many runs that weren't even getting to the last stage, and the last stage is where the difficulty shoots through the roof. So if I'm having problems with everything else, that's not a good sign. So you actually have the option here of going up the stairs, which takes a lot of time. Because you can't destroy any enemies when you're on the stairs, but they can't destroy you. And then you have to walk down the stairs anyway. So I end up skipping it there. I do it later on. There's another ladder. I actually go up that one because it despawns a one of the clones of the stage 1 boss, the other Kunoichi. And it's better to not waste your time fighting her. Six. Like I think the asshole blue ninja guys are up next. You still have to fight one of the stage 1 bosses in the stage, but that's unavoidable. Yeah, these guys. What you want to do with them is, like, toss a throwing star at them, and then go into blocking animation. If you do it right, you can manipulate them. Like, sometimes they try to copy your moves, but if you put them in hit stun, then go into your block animation, you can get them to walk towards you, and then you just flip over them and start knifing them. That's pretty much the safest way to do it. Because this stage gives you plenty of throwing stars. Although you do get a bonus for any unused throwing stars at the end of the stage, so there's a throwing star bonus and a life bonus, so it does help to not take hits. Unfortunately, I do end up taking a lot of damage in this run, but whatever. Like I said, in this one, I actually go up the stairs just to kill a few of those guys. The general spawn behind the pipe. How did those guys even get in there? They would have been stuck for all eternity. But yeah, you do have to fight her again. She's not hard, but no other enemies spawn during one of these sub-bosses, so you do want to kill them as quickly as you can. And the level ends pretty soon after this, so this is going to be a little bit more stalling, just to squeeze some more points out before the boss shows up, because once the boss shows up on a stage, no more enemies can spawn, even after you've killed the boss. So you kind of have to get a feel for where the boss shows up. Like once I see that foreground pipe, I know the boss is near. So just gonna chill here. And anytime like the enemy waves just stop at a time like that, that usually means the enemy general is near. So I usually just like crouch and start firing throwing stars to try to kill him. Anyway, this guy, it's a pretty simple pattern. You just get up there, block, attack. Sometimes he doesn't attack immediately after he gets hit, in which case you can sneak in another hit, but. And you can't walk too close, or else his attack will actually break your guard. Again, I kind of killed him a little too early, but that's all right. I killed you. So this stage, I always have problems with the stage. I've had so many runs just end on this stage. Because you do have to deal with tanks again. Also, I do tend to take a lot of damage on this stage too, which makes it very dangerous. Because obviously, you only have one life in this game. You run out of life, that's it. Time runs out, that's it. Alright, not getting a just kind of stuck there and had to take some damage. It's like, I want to take out the sniper, but the other enemies keep getting in his way, and the other enemies take 2 shots. And again, since there are tanks on the stage, I don't want to use like too many of my throwing stars. Like here, I'll just let the general time out.
Retreat!
And one guy tried to get some stabs in before he ran away. I also always have a problem with the dogs. Sometimes they'll leap at you, sometimes they don't. I just try to attack from high to low and hopefully cover both heights when they jump at you. Didn't work there though. I think there's some trick to manipulate whether or not they're going to jump, but I don't remember what it is. No, this is the actual legitimate score. I thought the tank was going to appear there. Oh, it's in this part. Never mind. Get that sniper to come back. There we go. That was actually a little dangerous because the tank explosion's always like right in front of you. But I had to get out of the way of the guys firing their grenades at me. Another lucky 1 cycle on that. Like, if you're playing for safety, a better thing to do is just to get on the tank, let it come back around, and then you just kind of ride the tank through most of the level. You can despawn a bunch of enemies. Actually clears the stage a bit faster, but you know, this is a score attempt. I have to actually kill some dudes. And no more enemies. Well, that's not true. Some enemies can still spawn when you're on the tank, but you can't really focus on killing them. So as you can see, I'm already running really low on life. I always take shitloads of damage on this stage, which really ultimately makes me nervous about spending too much time leeching, so I'm pretty sure this stage I clear it a little too early. Just because I don't want to sit around and take more damage and then lose the run because I died. Okay, now I'm just kind of hauling ass. Yeah, I already spawned the tank. Like I said, you need 45 seconds if you fuck up and get a 2 cycle on it. Which I'm pretty sure, yeah, I fucked it up. I almost got shot there. Even after you kill the guy, you have to wait for the tank to leave the screen before it can end the stage. I guess it's more like 40 seconds, not 45. But again, left a little too much time on the clock. So here's stage 5. Stage 5 is a problem. It was a big problem in this run for sure. Let's just say I spent a little too much time on this level. Also, I'm not sure if because apparently there were some weirdness with the video emulation in this game that Kale might have fixed for the next version of MAME. Current version right now is version 189, but it should be fixed in 190. But the bats in this section, they start off invisible, and I can't remember if that's correct behavior or not. Like they just appear out of nowhere there. But it's been so long since I've actually played this on an actual cabinet, I don't remember if they're supposed to be invisible there or not. should have walked forward there to get the other guy to spawn. Guy hiding in the water. I don't know what the fuck I was doing there. Yeah, it took way too long on that guy. And again, when those guys are on the screen, that prevents other enemies from spawning. Yeah, I don't know if the PS4 version is will have the bats visible on stage 5. I haven't played it. There's somebody who... Oh fuck! I fucked that up. I was supposed to toss some throwing stars early to make sure the Kunoichi was stuck on the other side of the screen, but I let her get too close, and yeah, that did a lot of damage. So now I'm like a little bit nervous about this stage. Even though health usually isn't as big a problem on this stage as it is on stage 4. So most of the time, if you're not playing for score, it'd be better to just somersault through the bats, because they're not going to come back at you. But I keep trying to kill everything on the stage. What kind of robot ninja gets hurt by a bat anyway? Or a dog, for that matter. Oh yeah, I fucked that up bad. Luckily that was a nice recovery. There's another one that appears up here. Oh no, it's the... I fucked that up again. Jesus Christ. Come on, jump over. There you go. I completely fucked up this stage. Holy shit. Yeah, there's the other one. And then he started doing some wacky stuff. He backwards moonwalked out of there. The crouch moonwalk. At this point, I realized, oh shit. Time is gonna be a problem. I need to just fucking hurry up. Low on life, running low on time. Even worse after running into those two dogs. You get to the boss, but unfortunately there's one of these fuckers that shows up. I forgot you have to do something different there. You have to flip over him. And then at this point I'm like, okay, fuck. I think the run's over. I'm not gonna kill this guy in time. And if I fuck up the timing here and he lands one attack, I'm gonna die anyway. Either I'm gonna run out of time or I'm gonna take a hit rushing. But, you know, never give up. I'm like, come on, come on! Whoop! Clears the stage with 1 second left. Jesus Christ. And so here's the final stage where... If you don't know how to do the final stage, you're guaranteed to have to continue. You have to actually spend time figuring out how to get through the stage in the required time limit. Because unlike every other stage, this stage is like kind of a maze. There's a lot of different staircases that go in different directions. Maybe not a lot, but a few. Okay, I kind of fucked that up. I wasn't supposed to, I didn't actually have to kill that guy. Because one important thing to do in this stage is you don't have to fight every enemy you come across. You can't fight every enemy you come across if you actually want to finish this on 1 credit. You have to run past some, but some you do want to take out, like R2-D2 here, because otherwise he's going to come back around and start firing. And this guy's going to be a problem, so... That was actually kind of dangerous. So that was definitely some wasted time there. Timer is always an issue on the stage. That guy, don't want to fight him. Just jump over. Same thing for this guy. Just get to the stairs, get out. Once you start climbing the stairs, you can't get hurt, so. Of course, the stairs are a little goofy on the stage. If the screen is still scrolling, like left or right, when you reach the stairs, you can't go up or down them. You have to wait till the screen stops scrolling, which is going to be a factor later on the next part. Not that part, but this part right after. This is actually one of the most dangerous parts. What I do here is I wait till I see the guy. Actually, I fucked that up. I jumped like way too early. Like, your timing has to be precise there. If you jump at the wrong time, you'll land on R2-D2's laser beam. So you gotta wait for the screen to stop scrolling here before you can actually walk down the stairs. I'm not sure if I had to fight that one. I think I could have just jumped forward and then gone down the stairs, but why risk it? You spawn that guy. Started teabagging. Having some problems with standing in the exact spot for the staircase, apparently. And now for the final rush. Well, not the final rush, but the final part of this section. Yeah, I just said when you're climbing the stairs, you can't get hurt, but you also can't hurt the enemies. Anyway, this guy you do have... Oh, fuck. I didn't block that. You do actually have to kill this guy to get access to the inner sanctum. And now for the most hellish part of the game. You gotta fight another one of these guys. Except the knife soldiers actually come out during it, which can completely fuck up your timing. So, like, what I want to do here... Okay, that was... I should have taken a hit there. I clearly should have taken a hit there. But you kind of have to... You have to pick your moments with this part. You have to wait until there's, like, kind of a gap in between the enemies that are coming out. Also have to wait for when the gunners show up. Wait for a gap, then walk forward and start stabbing them. And then once things get hairy, just get your ass out of there and wait for the next moment. Of course, time's always a concern while you want to land hits on this guy, but the timer keeps counting down. At this point, though, I thought I was pretty good on time. I just didn't want to fuck up and did I just block that knife with my back? That was weird. And there's Spangler, the final boss.
Mission accomplished.
I actually had more time on the clock than I thought I would.
A revolution broke out, and everything came to an end. The troubled country seemed to be finished by the death of the wicked machines. But peace did not come, because the ninja warriors are the immortal murder machines.
There's like at least 3 things wrong with the text that isn't matching up with what the announcer is saying, but who cares? So, I was very satisfied with that score. 323,710. Obviously, more points are possible. I forget what the Japanese record is. Pretty sure it was considerably higher than that, but... It wasn't the most optimized run, but that was only the second time I've ever finished it. For some reason, I'm having more problems with the rest of the game compared to the last stage. Oh, this was actually recorded on the new ROM set. That was well, not new, but a ROM set that wasn't in MAME. It was added fairly recently. I think like version 188. It actually says it's an earlier version of the game. World earlier version. Like there's 4 ROM sets in MAME. The World version, an earlier version of World, the US, and the Japanese versions. I couldn't detect like any gameplay differences in this earlier revision. I mean, I've played the game just a bit, quite a bit I should say, but I didn't really notice anything different. I mean, obviously, like they changed like the I think like the Japanese version has some text that shows up in the attract mode, but other than that, like there's no real gameplay differences that I've noticed. You get 3,000 points for stabbing Banglar. It might actually be more worth it to stay on the last screen, and then you get a decent amount of, well, not that many points for killing that one boss, but I don't know. A 1cc looks cooler, though. But the bonus for finishing the game is not that much. Man, that game takes half an hour. For a game with only 6 stages, it takes half an hour. Especially when you have to leech out every stage.